Information is raw material for new ideas. Reform is just the masses teaching slaves to be better slaves. You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. You can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom. I am a coffee drinker. I am a coffee drinker. I am a coffee drinker. You thought I was gonna say something else? I get too many copyright strikes for me to say something that y'all thought I was gonna say. Welcome everybody, I'm RJ, the Nerdy Brew, and here on this channel we talk TV, movies, and everything in between, all while drinking a cup of coffee. Now if you like one of those things or all of those things, why don't you consider subscribing and hit that notification bell and becoming a fellow Brewster. So today, fellow Brewsters, we are reviewing Judas and the Black Messiah. The movie stars Daniel Kaluuya, Dominique Fishback, Lakeith Stanfield, Jesse Plemons, with appearance by Martin Sheen as J. Edgar Hoover, story by the Lucas brothers, written by Shaka King and Will Brisson, directed by Shaka King. So the premise of the movie is 1968, and we start off with Lakeith Stanfield, and he is a local car thief in Chicago. And he has his own con man skills that get him busted at a botched car robbery where he gets picked up by the feds, and who his handling agent is Jesse Plemons, Fat Damon, who but he's a fantastic actor. But let me get to the review. But he gives Lakeith Stanfield as William O'Neill an ultimatum of going to jail and serving major time, probably like 8 years or more, due to the charges. But it comes to find out that he says other than going to jail, he has to serve his time as an informant and infiltrate the Black Panther Party in Chicago that is being ran and held by the chairman of Fred Hampton. And Fred Hampton has become a threat to the FBI on the views of J. Edgar Hoover, who feels like he has radical views that goes against the status quo of the dominant society, that could upset how the culture is perpetuated. So they really want to dismantle his efforts. And Fred Hampton, who is played by Daniel Kaluuya, is making a rainbow coalition of Latinos, whites, blacks, of them being a disenfranchised group to have political power and once again change the status quo against, at the time, a fascist and capitalistic culture during that era. And he is the one, Fred Hampton, who is at the forefront to be the spokesman of that. And we follow Lakeith Stanfield as him infiltrating, getting close, and becoming a very higher up in the Black Panther Party and a confidant to Fred Hampton, while he tries to be a voice of uplifting and unifying the disenfranchised individuals. But all along, Lakeith Stanfield as William O'Neill is dismantling slowly but surely as an informant, and it all leads to the dismemberment and the ending of Fred Hampton's movement and the Black Panther Party in Chicago, while William O'Neill reaps the benefits of being an informant to the FBI. But all along in the movie, we also see the conflict that William O'Neill goes through, but it is slim to none. So that is the premise of the movie. how it all leads to Fred Hampton's demise. But there were so many things that I absolutely loved and took away from this movie. I'm trying to be very concise, but I will say this, that right now, to me, this movie was like,
my people like dough, like dro, nitro, my flow, nice clothes, like whoa.
Not only that, I would feel like this movie is this generation's Malcolm X. I know that's a big statement, but I feel like there were so many things that were done correctly that the movie is very impactful. First, I like to say that the movie had beautiful and wonderful authentic performances. I will say that Daniel Kaluuya's performance as Fred Hampton was very authentic, and it wasn't an impersonation, but what he did was able to embody his characteristics and mannerisms and cadence and his voice, but also to bring a performance that is a bit exaggerated for film, but as coming across as the individual of Fred Hampton was very believable. There is a lot of complexity between all the characters. No one in the movie is down, like, it's not good, and nobody is bad. I'll say this, J. Edgar Hoover is bad. He is one of the worst people, and if I didn't want to get this video to get buried in the algorithm, you know what I'm saying, I would say a lot of expletives about that individual. But he seems to be the clear villain in the shadows. But when it comes to the main players of Dominic Fishback, Lakeith Stanfield, Daniel Kaluuya, and Jesse Plemons, they were all not black and white. There were different layers to them that made it seem more human, that they were just in a tough situation. One thing I loved about the performances, I did love that the chemistry between Dominic Fishback and Daniel Kaluuya, their relationship had a lot of chemistry where it felt to be natural and it wasn't forced, and you could see that these were two people that loved each other's ideals and one another. The thing about Lakeith Stanfield's character was that he really got caught up in the tangible sensations of having money and having a little bit more, which allowed him to remain being an informant, but he also saw the positive movement that Fred Hampton was doing that made him have a conflict within himself, but he was definitely self-serving through the entirety of the movie. Technical aspects of the movie, I will say that I love the music score. The music score was a jazz funk fusion where the music or the horns or the bass, you could definitely hear it, would be accentuated or where it would emphasize the tension or the moment of the scene. There was also, I love technical aspects of the hue, the cinematography and the color palette of the movie. It had a lot of earth tones. It was very natural, and what that did was convey the grittiness and the struggle of the era and the mood and the setting of the scene. That was done very well. And to me, I say this, when a lot of people say, you know, how come, look at Chicago, or how come black people don't unify and come together? What about the guns and this, that, and the third? You know, what about? And the thing is, what gets looked over or skipped is that there has been an oppressive institution culture that has been projected on any time that there was unification and progress within the disenfranchised minority communities, right? And to say that, just to look at history, that every time that progress was made, minding our own business, not having a place of power, there was Tulsa, right? And there were countless other terrorist attacks from the nation against black people. And not even black people. We know about the Zoot Suit riots, you know? And so when people, it just seems that there has been an oppressive and dominant, forceful fight against minorities that seem to project and propel a thinking of remaining dominant. There were other terms that I really wanted to say that would definitely get this video like disliked and thrown out, but I just want to say that the thing is that Fred Hampton was trying to be an electrifying, prolific figure to say that we could change the shift of the culture that wasn't in a way that was so Anglo-based. What I will say, that you have to watch your words. Fred Hampton continued to talk about death. He continued to say that he would die for his cause. And you just have to understand that life and death is spoken in the power of the tongue. If he continued to speak life, blessings, prosperity into his ideas, into himself, into his police, there probably would have been a whole nother change. But the one thing that they said is he is a black messiah. And meaning that he is standing up, he took it amongst himself to be somebody that was a big voice to make a change. I will also say that this movie will make you question things. I did lose my thought. Yeah, but anyway, I forgot what my statement was gonna be, my closing thoughts. But I will say this, that the movie is definitely effective. The movie was definitely powerful. The movie had wonderful performances. The movie was beautiful to look at. The movie will definitely make you think and pull at your heartstrings. In a sense, will pull at your emotions. I'm not gonna say heartstrings, but it will definitely pull at your emotions to make you feel, either it will make you feel upset or make you feel uncomfortable. Information, that's what I wanted to bring out. Information about Fred Hampton is out there. You can compare with this movie about who he was and his real life story and the people that were involved. William O'Neill had a tragic end, and it's all due to consequences of being a traitor in his life. And the composite footage and information is all at the end of the movie, where you can definitely find that out. For the Nerdy Brew, I give this grade a 9 out of 10. I would like to know your thoughts about this movie. Have you seen Judas and the Black Messiah? Did you enjoy Judas and the Black Messiah? I would love to hear from you as the community grows. You can even just say hello. That would make my day. But with that being said, I'm gonna bring this video to an end. And I want you to be you, do you, see the bigger picture. Have a fantastic day because you deserve it. This is that channel, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.